So, good afternoon, everyone. All those who have joined in. We are here with another exciting session with another school head from Dough Preschool, Miss Uma Sairam. A very warm welcome to you, Miss Uma. Before we get into the detailed interview, I would like to share a little about Miss Uma. Miss Uma graduated in pharmacy and has done masters in business administration. She has also done training in Montessori. She started the preschool way back in 2015. She has been in this industry practically for almost 8 years now. Her preschool is very well recognized in the area, and she was also invited at one point of time in a mainstream school for an event which included mom and child in the year 2019. So we are really excited to have you with us, Miss Uma, and I'm sure parents would love to know a lot more about your school.
Yeah, hi.
Hi. So just to begin with, let me ask you, what was the thought behind starting your school, Play-Doh, and why the name Play-Doh?
The thing to start a school. So when I had my younger daughter, it was really having fun with her as she was growing, the way she was, and lots of things I learned through her. Might be because of her and through her. That motivated me, inspired me to start a school. And why Play-Doh? My younger daughter loves Play-Doh. Yeah, anybody asks what gift you want, the first thing she will always ask for Play-Doh. So I
Okay.
thought that would be very attractive for the children and it's easy for them to tell out, right? So
Yes.
that's the reason with the Play-Doh name Play-Doh.
That's a great thought. Yes, Play-Doh is something which is so exciting for the children. I'm sure they all love that to play with. My next question to you was like in Bangalore, especially, at every nook and corner, you find not just mainstream schools, but also a lot of play schools. How do you think that Play-Doh has been able to stand out amongst so many schools which are there in the area?
Basically, our curriculum or methodology of teaching, whatever you call, it's we are Montessorians. That is one thing we stand out from the other kindergarten schools. That's one of the main reason. Our dedication, we have a team of dedicated staff, and I don't look my school as in business. It's just for my passion. So a lot of dedication and time is going in. So that's one of the reason.
Okay, perfect. So currently, how many grades do you have? I mean, which classes do you have in your school?
So we have four age groups. So
Okay.
2 to 3 we call it play group, 3 to 4 nursery, 4 to 5 and it's a lower kindergarten, and 5 to 6 upper kindergarten.
And what is the student teacher ratio that you have?
So in play group and nursery we keep it as 8:1,
Okay.
and when it comes to kindergarten it's 10:1.
Okay, that's good. So do you have the concept of a main teacher and an assistant teacher, or it's just one main teacher in the class?
Yes, we have a concept of that is for only for the nursery and play group. It's a
Okay.
mixed age group concept
Okay.
because we are Montessori. It's a mixed
Yes.
age groups concept. So always in the classroom, the nursery and play group go together. Then
Okay.
there is a definitely an assistant teacher and a main teacher.
I'm sure parents would love to. What's the best way that you think a child learns? What is the best way, according to you, does a child learn? Many a times parents are, a little concerned that, they start comparing their child with somebody who's pretty fast or quick in picking up things. So their concern is that, my child is not picking up. Is there something wrong with my child? So what, according to you, is the best way that, the parents can take away, knowing that this is the way my child can learn, or this is the best way the child learns?
See, our curriculum itself is designed for as like it goes with the pace of the child. So when the child is slow, we take it slow because we add in a lot of other activities for the child to improve or develop. The child is really fast. We have some advanced materials or to work with, so we go with it like that. So the parents actually understand. Yes, my child is lagging here, so these are the things done from the school. It's differently done for my child so that they get into with other children after very at least after short time.
Do you think, of course, academics are important, alone is sufficient for a child to succeed in life?
No, I think there is a break. I didn't understand.
My question to you was that do you think that being good in academics alone is sufficient for a child?
No, definitely no. So the child should, what we think is the child should have an overall development. Apart from the academic, the child also should have lot of soft skills. They should have cognitive skill, intellectual skills, then social communication. It should be an overall development for the child. Academic only will not help the child. Definitely not.
Absolutely. So, in your school, what kind of emphasis, I mean, do you give on activities, and what kind of activities do you have?
So see, our curriculum itself is because it's Montessori. There itself, the child learns when they are practically using a Montessori material itself. They in that environment itself, they learn a lot of things. See, Montessori materials when their child is going to work, it is just presented, and the teacher will be a facilitator there. So the child, when it's working itself, it is going to learn to be independent, a small decision maker. See, if something is not happening, how to do it. They're going to learn by trial and error. There'll be not always a teacher, so do this, do that. There is not constantly an instruction given. So they are going to learn to make small decisions, and they're having lot of, we give freedom with the discipline, so they can choose whatever material they want, so they know what they like, what they don't want. Those small things are there. Apart from that this happens in the Montessori environment. Apart from that, we do stage performance where we make up a small stage, and the child goes on the stage on an every week basis to tell out something whatever happened throughout the week at home or in school, anything exciting for them. And we also do to practical skills. We teach them cooking. So we do cooking without fire. So how to mix, how to put things, and what to use to mix, or how to serve. We make them serve also. How to serve, how to hold things. So all those things are taught for them as part of the curriculum itself.
So, do you involve parents also in some of these activities? Are they part of some of these activities?
Not regularly. Must be we have some of the events, like we have Grandparents' Day, Father's Day, Mother's Day celebrated. So that's the time when the parent comes. Even in our sports day, we have things that involves parents. The parents will be part of the activity, and they'll be helping the children. So they'll actually see how the children are doing, where they are, how in what thing they are good at, and where they are lagging. So these type of things are yearly basis. Occasionally it is done, not on a very frequent basis. Must be once or twice a year.
So, when you admit a child in your school, and maybe at a later stage, probably in a month or two, you come to know that, without the parents having informed you, but you know that the child is kind of lagging behind in certain areas, but needs a little special attention. So, do you in your school have some kind of somebody in place, a special educator to take care of such children?
No, we don't as it is have a special educator, but our teachers are trained, and I am trained. So I instruct the teachers to tell a teacher definitely can find within a month or two, definitely can find there is something different with this child. So I get to see the child, I work with the child for some time, then we'll be able to make out where the child lags. There are different things the child lags, right? There will be emotional lagging, there'll be learning disability, or communication. A lot of things are there, so we'll be able to definitely make out maximum within 2.5 months. If the child comes regularly to us, 2 months we'll be able to make out where, but what the intensity, what is required, that will take some more time. So but within 2 months we definitely be able to make out.
So once you have been able to identify, do you, because they are government institutions where these tests are done, kind of recommend the children to get these kind of tests done?
We don't do it immediately, because whatever said and done, when you go tell a parents that your child is lagging, they have this, they feel really bad. But before we tell, we try to confirm it and give the child also some time. Then even after that, that's not happening on the intensity, we find it's high, on the higher side, then we slowly call the parents. I'll have 2-3 meetings. In the first meeting, I'll be just initiating a talk, just to tell, so this is the thing, we are still working on it, we'll get back to you after working with the child for a few weeks. Then again, if it's not working, then again I call the parents and tell them, no, we tried our best, so by your child definitely needs special help, so you can go start this way. So first go for a evaluation. So we have some places. I tell them these places you can go. Then we'll see how we can proceed and we'll work along with them. So that is how we give them the size and time. Especially now, we see a lot of children with speech lag.
Yeah.
So for those children, we give them 4 months time from the time they join us and from the time we find out there is a speech lag, there is a difference in child, the vocabulary is not up to the age level. We give them some 3-4 months of time because all nuclear family, the child has less communication there. So we give them 4 months of time in the school once it starts settling. After that, it is still the child lags. Then we talk with the parent. So for different disabilities, we have different time frame. For speech, we give 4. For other cognitive things, we give them few more months. Like we have a lot of other activities. We try ourselves with those. Even if it is not working, then we call the parent.
That's really nice. Give it time for, yourself to understand instead of just immediately telling the parents to get the required
Yeah, that's
tests
true. So
done.
because
That's really
we should also justify ourselves before commenting on them. Said,
yes.
after all, a baby, they're too small.
Correct. Absolutely, you're right. So, how do you think we always say that, children should be inquisitive and by nature? So, is there any way that parents can also help their children, imbibe that kind of curiosity in their minds, or they can become, curious learners wanting to, we talk about inquiry-based learning and all that. So, is there some ways in which parents can also help their child in making them inquisitive or knowing about things or being curious rather than just accepting things as they are?
Yeah, first we always tell the parents to always say, don't say no. When the
Yes.
parents now they are getting into a new house, when the start scribbling on the wall, they say no.
Yes.
So please don't say no. Even if a toy is given, the first thing the child likes to is, even if a doll is given, the first thing the child likes to do is open the dress. Right?
Yeah.
That is they like to do that. So we tell the parents to say no, not to say no. Nowadays,
Yes.
the parents are so concerned, it's so expensive, not to
Mhm.
break it, don't
Yeah.
open it that way, hold it softly. That doesn't happen with the child. So that's the thing we say the child. So let them explore. See, if she opens, she'll know that should not be done. So let her learn
True.
by herself.
Yes.
So don't stop them. Just leave them. Give them some freedom. It's nothing wrong. It's not going to hurt anybody. Right? That discipline, that freedom should be given. If it's they are going to really go and play with the socket, electrical socket, that you stop. Not everything. That will stop. If you are going to say no for everything, the child will stop doing anything. Yeah, that is what we tell the parents. So let them try, let them see things, let them explore things. If he goes to a laptop, then you say stop. But it's going to be a toy laptop, just explore it. Even if they're going to take out 2-3 keys, it's fine. You can replace it
Allowing them to explore and finding out things for themselves is
by
going to
themselves.
lead
Yeah.
them. Yes, absolutely. Will lead
So
them
if they
from.
learn that anything they see new, they will have
Yeah.
always have the thing to go see what it is, open it,
Correct.
close it. They do a lot of things. Even in the materials when we give them, there is a way of doing. But you just leave to themselves, they will do 10 ways with that. One child will
Yeah.
keep one above the other, one will be lining sideways, one will be lining with the sides. You see, lot of things they can do. So just leave to them.
True, absolutely. I wanted to know now then, we always say that teachers play a very important role. All of us would kind of, accept that because all the schools, they say you're as good as your team is. So how do you select your teachers in your school? What are the qualities that you look for in your teachers?
So the first thing you always look for is how they are friendly with the child. See, there are some teachers who basically don't like child. They don't have anything to do. They want to become a teacher. Everybody thinks play school teaching is very easy. What is that? They're just going to teach rhymes and ABCD. It's not that. You're molding a child. So
Correct.
that we see how friendly they are with the child, how tolerable they are with the child, because a child can do anything. They can even pull your hair, do anything. So how tolerable you are. And one more thing is how open you are to learning. That's very important. When I take a fresh year, I just look how patient they are to learn new things, how capable they are to learn new things. When it comes to experienced teacher, I always look out for how they are ready to unlearn things and learn new things, because they have come from a different school with a different environment, different curriculum and all that. Ours is totally different. So they, because I believe that unlearning is difficult than learning. So when you're
True,
used to
true.
certain things, getting out of that and learning new things is always difficult. So I see if the teacher is capable of doing that and willing to do that. They should not come and tell me I've done this in that school, so that will be work out, that will be good here. I said, no, we have a set of things. You should be able to unlearn that and learn this. So those are the things I look for.
So usually parents, when they come, they always want to know the qualifications of a teacher. Is the teacher, say you have a Montessori system. So do you necessarily look for a Montessori, or like you said, and there are other qualities which go beyond just the technical expertise which are required to be especially a preschool teacher. So do you look for that, or do you think some things can be acquired?
Yes, it can be. See, when a teacher comes in with a basic degree is required, then after that, if she's a trained Montessori, it's fine. But even if the teacher is trained Montessori, she has a certificate. See, nowadays getting a certificate is very easy. They just go for weekend classes, finish their study, and get a certificate. It's very easy. So I don't actually look for any certification, anything. If they have, it's fine. But even if the teacher has or not, I send them for a tuition. I am tied up with people who help me in their things, so they go for a training there. So that training is exclusive for our school materials, our school environment, our school curriculum, our school books. So we make sure all the teachers go and attend for that training before they get into the environment. Otherwise, I don't believe in those certificates. Anybody can get that certificate. Just 10,000 rupees, you get that certificate.
Very true. That's really heartening to know that you're
Yeah.
looking for other qualification.
So when if they go for
So,
our team, we'll actually know. Our trainers know and explain. We make them make sure that they learn what has to be done. Or if that training is not required, also we have periodic training. Even we have online trainings every day.
okay.
Every day training is also there, and the 3 months once training is there. Year-end training is there. So all the teachers, we make sure that all the teachers undergo all these trainings.
That's very good, because usually in many schools at the beginning of the session they have a set of trainings, and then throughout the year there is nothing else that is done. So that really doesn't become really, I don't think it is implemented in the right way. One question that usually parents have in mind, it is predominantly there on their minds when they come for their child's admission, and that is to do with the safety. So what are the safety practices or the steps that you follow in your school?
So the first thing, as soon as they enter, the gate is open, but the door is locked. The main door is locked. Only once the parent comes and rings the bell, the main door is open. Mostly the teacher receives the children. So once they come in, then our materials are all child friendly. The colors are vegetable colors. Even if they are going to put it in their mouth, it's non-toxic. So those are things. And we don't have the huge big doors with all lock and all that. We have small picket fence doors which are very child friendly. It just opens and closes. There is no big sharp things on it. All wooden. No sharp things there in the doors. And all your toys, everything, and cleaning is done everyday basis. Every day in the morning it is swept and swabbed, and even in the evening once the children leave, before we close the premises, it is swept and swabbed. And we do deep cleaning every Saturday. That's happening. Deep cleaning is happening, wherein all the plastic things are washed, and all the window sills, everything is vacuumed. All cleaning is done, and our toilet, when it comes, every hour it is washed. And we have CCTV camera or installed in all the classrooms, all the places where the children use. But we don't give a live thing, but it is for my access. I keep a watch on there.
That's really interesting to know. How much of parent participation do you expect regarding the children, all the students, when it comes to do with, say, parent-teacher meeting, or on a regular participation or involvement of a parent do you expect?
See, with that, we don't expect the parents to sit and teach with the children every day. I understand that's not possible because both the parents are working now. We don't expect that because one more reason is the way we teach the concepts, it's something new. The parent might not have done that those days. So we don't expect the parents to sit and teach every day the child. Only that in kindergarten, we give one page of homework. The parent have to see to that finish it. So we don't expect even the parent to sit next to the child and write. We have taught the child how to do it. So the child knows to do it. Only teachers, parents have to remind them that you have to do it. That's all we expect. Apart from that, we expect the parents to get a routine for the child. We teach lot of things. We should do that too. But it starts from the school. From the first, the morning, the thing is the child has to come on time to school. That only a parent can do. We cannot do that because the child, when it comes late and enters the school, she or he sees already there are children settled and working. The child can understand. Parents think the child doesn't know the timing. So even if it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes late, he cannot understand. He's too small. No, the child understands that. As soon as he comes in, he sees everybody working, settled working. So he knows that he's come late. So avoid that, because what they get now, when the child comes late every day, we tell them, but still we don't insist that you should not come late because we don't want to spoil their mood in the morning. So we tell the parents instead, please get the child on time. If the parents are not going to do this and this becomes a routine for the child is going to think that, okay, this is acceptable. Coming late to school is acceptable. So that's going to be followed all through their life. Then college, they're going to go late. Office, they're going to go late. It becomes like that. So these are the things we expect from the parents. Teach them. We do that. Hand wash before and after food. These small things, please follow at home also.
Yeah.
Because some children come and say, I don't know whether it's true or actually they're telling because of the laziness. My mama said not to wash my hands, it's fine. So small routines that we follow, which we'll not be able to do at home. So these things, and attend PTM or whenever the teacher wants to talk, please come and talk to us. There are parents who constantly miss parents teachers meeting because in the weekend, we always think weekend the parents are free, so we call in them on a Saturday. But there are some parents who want to go out of the town or out of their house in the weekends. So every weekend they miss. So we want that to be done. See, it is not very frequently we call them. We call them only thrice yearly. So please make time. So as and when the 1 year when the child is 1 year with us, and parents also know this will be the time when you'll be called for a VTM. So please make yourself available. That's one thing. And one more thing is frequent holidays. The parents don't bother. They always think it's only LKG nursery, it's only playgroup. So it's fine to take holidays. They go on a trip. It's a long holiday. So all that we want the parents to not to do, because when the child goes on a long holiday, it's like they feel it's just only 2 days. In that 2 days, what happens? It is not only 2 days a loss for the child, then the routine is lost. Again, the child will forget whatever was done. Then again, it will come to square one. So another 1 or 2 days for them to settle. So that's what we say. We have regularly holidays. There are lots of holidays in our calendar. So please make use of those holidays. Don't go on trips. So these are the things we expect. Academically, we don't expect anything from the parents. That will be done in school.
That's good. So what main or annual events do you have in your school on a regular basis?
Yeah, every year we have the 2 events usually done in all the schools, like sports day and annual day we have. Apart from that, one more very important event as far as we are concerned is our open house, where we call in parents. It will be more like a science exhibition we had those days. We'll be doing science experiments, right? Display science experiments. The parents will be coming and watching you. Similar to that, our children will be presenting the Montessori materials, whatever they are doing, from playgroup to upper kindergarten. We ask them to display and explain the materials to the parents. So that we call an open house. We do that yearly once.
Towards the end, I would love to know that what really inspired you to be an educator? What brought you into this field?
So whatever profession you go, you are come to that place because of a teacher. So I felt the child should have a proper teacher to become anything in life. I felt apart from the parent, the teacher play a very big role in their life, right? So that must be one of the reasons. Because I saw in my elder child how a teacher can have molded her better way. So she was having some shortfalls, small learning disabilities, so which her teacher helped us to overcome. So I thought that would be a very important profession in anybody's life.
That's really lovely to hear, because, I wish that more people like you would, come to this profession and inspire the children. I mean, it's so good to hear that because not everybody wants to get into this profession. So lovely to hear that. And before we end, just like you to give a little feedback or your thoughts on this Skoolz platform that you have onboarded on. So if you can just share your thoughts briefly. I know you've just kind you've become associated with us, but would just like to know a little bit of feedback from you.
I like the way they are taking things. See, what do I say? So when people come for marketing, they just tell us, "Oh, this is going to happen." I feel even when they are talking itself, I felt this is not going to happen. It is just the marketing gimmick, whatever they are using. But when schools approached me, the way they were telling me, see how it is possible for us. The approach they are thinking of is, I felt it's possible. What they're thinking is possible. It's a fact. So that's the difference I felt when they came to talk with me.
Thank you.
And this interview, especially, this is the first time I'm having a interview like this. I'm sharing my thoughts, and this is the first time. So this is also exposure for me.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I tell you, Ms. Suma, that parents love to know your thoughts. That's the reason why we've started this school leader interviews, because it raises parents and gives them a little insight into how the heads of schools also think and what vision do you have. So it's really very interesting for parents, because it'll give them an idea about your school, about you. That's the reason we do these thought leaders speak. So it was really lovely to hear you and your thoughts on Montessori and how you're doing things in the school. You're so passionate about what you do, which is so lovely to hear. And I'm sure it'll translate into your staff and the children as well. So we wish you all the very best, and we hope that your school really goes higher and higher and would one day become one of the best schools, which I'm sure it already is, but would become even better known schools in Bangalore. So we hope to have you back very soon, and it was lovely chatting with you. Thank you so much, Ms. Suma, for taking out the time.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Archana. Thank you. Have a nice